mind that every person is different. So that means what?
Let's go ahead and have everyone also at this point, they would have been back in their seats, and the materials manager would have brought all of the materials back up. That includes your necklaces, that includes your note.
Okay, so Molly,
Yeah.
say it like a teacher. You're going to pick up with that. We're all, so everybody stand up and start making noise, please. Come on, stand up and start making noise. Okay, you got to get us back. Go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You all should be sitting. Materials manager, please turn to your partner and get their name tag. Materials manager, please turn to your partners and find your measuring tape. Materials manager, please meet Chris right over there to put up your materials. Other team members, just stay in your seats. If you don't have, okay.
Okay, now we're going to go through the measurements, and we're going to ask ourselves whether we see any patterns in the numbers we've collected. Now, I'd like somebody to shout out what they got for their wrist. How thick was their wrist?
30 inches.
I got 18 centimeters. Does that sound reasonable to everybody? Everybody get? It's okay if you didn't. We all know that different people have different sizes of bodies, and that's fine. All we're looking for is proportions between these. So you can't compare these numbers to another person, right? That wouldn't make sense. It's only your wrist, compared to your neck. Speaking of which, how large around is your neck? About
30 inches.
30 inches. I got it on 37. Now, centimeters. Now, does anybody see a relationship between these? About how much larger is the neck versus the wrist?
19 centimeters larger.
19 centimeters larger, which is about like 18, right? So could we say, what do you think? Could we say that one is twice the size of the other? Okay. Now, you all measured your thumb, right? Can you tell me about how much larger this, how much smaller this is from your wrist?
I'm 1 inch.
1 inch. Well, I got 9 centimeters. What do you see here? What's the relationship between that? Anybody see anything? It's half the thickness of your very good, Tyler. And your neck is twice the thickness of your wrist. Isn't that a cool pattern? So these are called ratios. So let's continue. How tall were you guys?
5'8".
5'8", very good. Now how large was your wingspan from fingertip to fingertip?
5'8".
5'8". What would you say those two numbers are? Are they equal? Yeah, they're about the same. Isn't that cool?
And let's go back to that Vitruvian Man picture. It's located at the top of your data sheet. Can you tell me the two shapes that are surrounding him? There's two. They're pretty simple geometric shapes. See if you can pick them out. Circle and a square. Now, what's so cool about a square? Why is a square significant? What's going on with its sides? All the sides are equal. We know that. We're in 7th and 8th grade. But did you know the reason why Da Vinci decided to put a square around the Vitruvian man's body, that's just, we had a couple of Vitruvian humans in here, is because from the toes to the top of the head is about the same from the fingertip to fingertip, meaning you could draw a square around you. So that's what's going on in that picture.
Cool. Now on this third column, I'd like you to write what relationship you find between your thumb and your wrist, maybe between your wrist and your neck. Just jot down, like maybe one's twice, the other one's 1/3, the other one's ahead and do that. Do that. So now let's go to the hand. Can you guys recognize any relationship between your hand and maybe your height? Your hand from your wrist to your fingertip. Okay, so that would be, we discovered that that's 1/10 of your height. And the same with your face, from your chin to your hairline. Okay. Then, okay. Now let's say, since we discovered that we have your face, say face by the height is a ratio of 1:10. Everybody agreed with that, right? Now, if I wanted to find the relationship between your shoulders, maybe, and your height, based on what we discovered there, here, how would we go about that? Yes, yes. But what if we see a pattern? What if we see that one is like 4 times the other or 5 times the other? Could we just say that for every one shoulder there are 4? Yeah. For every. Yeah. So let me ask you guys: if you want to find the ratio between the shoulder and face, how do you go about that? You know how they compare to the height?
Shoulder to height is 4.
So how would you guys go about that?